Nathaniel oversaw it with quiet precision, his men respecting him more like a general than an employer. Despite his commanding presence, there was a heaviness about him, as if some shadow lingered just beyond the edges of his composed demeanor. At night, Clara often found herself wandering the halls of the house, unable to sleep. Her thoughts circled back to Philadelphia, to the betrayal, the disgrace, the friends who had turned their backs. Bitterness gnawed at her, but in the silence of the ranch, she also felt the faint stirrings of something else. Safety, perhaps even belonging, and yet there were questions. One evening, while Nathaniel was away inspecting the stables, Clara drifted into the study. Papers lay scattered across the desk, maps of the surrounding land. And most curiously, a small leather notebook with initials etched into the cover. Her breath caught when she recognized the initials. They were the same as the physician who had ruined her life. Clara's fingers trembled as she set the notebook back down. The coincidence seemed impossible. She told herself it must belong to someone else, perhaps a business partner. But deep down, a cold unease crept into her chest. Nathaniel Harrow had saved her life in the blizzard. Yet now, with every passing hour, Clara began to wonder, had fate delivered her into the hands of a savior, or into the grip of someone tied to the very past she was trying so desperately to escape? The snow outside finally began to melt, but the chill in Clara's chest remained. Days at Harrow's End followed a quiet rhythm, meals taken in the long dining room, Nathaniel's men coming and going from the ranch yard, and the ceaseless wind sighing across the plains. To anyone else, it might have felt peaceful. To Clara, it was a fragile calm overlaying something darker. She kept thinking about the initials she had seen on that notebook in the study. ALM, they belonged to Dr. Alan L. Merrick, the man who had once been her mentor in Philadelphia, before he turned her into a scapegoat for his mistakes. Lies had destroyed her career, her reputation, and nearly her will to live.